of persons figure that if you are in a room with somebody who is positive to COVID, now you need to go around and get tested. And that is not the case. For us, and we've been using this definition, it is a World Health Organization definition for contact. A contact then is a person who has been in the presence of a COVID case, a positive COVID case, for 15 minutes or more, within 6 feet, without a mask. So if you fit that bill, then you are a contact. If you do not fit that bill, you are not a contact. And then the Ministry of Health mechanism will not necessarily we wouldn't necessarily go after you in terms of wanting to have you tested and so on. So it is very important that we understand what a contact is and so that you will know, well, what is a primary contact now? The first person who is in contact, who is associated with the case. So if I'm ill, then the next person who's close to me, who's been interacting with me for more than 15 minutes, less than 6 feet without a mask, those will be primary contacts. And anyone who is now in contact with them will be secondary contacts. So we want to be able to establish that, because we've had a lot of businesses closing, we've had a lot of people taking actions that are not necessarily because they do not understand how the disease is spread. Once we have established that someone is a contact, those persons then are handed over to the community health liaison officers, to the environmental health officers, to the nurses in the polyclinic, and the medical officers for tracing. Tracing means that they will then take up their telephones, they would call people, and they will ask a series of questions to find out where they are, if they themselves have been experiencing signs and symptoms, and what is a number of other diagnostic questions that helps us to determine their level of risk, their level of exposure, and exactly what intervention we would have to take. Now, this is a painstaking process, and the value of this process lies within the integrity of the person who's answering the question. So if someone is honest with us, then we are able then to get in contact with the person, with other people who they have been associated with, and in that way we can get a hold of the disease quickly. If persons are less than honest with us, then it makes it a little harder to be able to track down the other people that are involved. The other thing is that we've come across a number of issues. Let me just say this first. For the most part, we've been getting good information. And I want to thank the Barbadian public for that. We have been getting good information. Persons have been very upfront with us. But from time to time, you will get a number of issues. One, persons would have given wrong cell phone numbers, or the cell phones don't work anymore. Sometimes you have persons who have no credit, so our contact tracers would then have to use their own personal phones to call people because they have no credit on their phones, and they can't accept calls from landlines. We've had persons who then would have maybe given wrong addresses or wrong telephone numbers, as I said. And then there are some persons who know that they would have been associated with someone else, but they, for whatever reason, they don't want to say it.